It's a really nice overcast, kind of cool morning. The chickens are out here and the ducks eating their breakfast. The broody duck came off her nest, came down to eat breakfast. I'm happy to see she's eating. Something cool happened this morning. I was able to slip out of bed and get the kids out of their room without waking up Brianna. And so she's actually inside sleeping. It's almost 9 o'clock. This never happens. I've been doing this experiment with attracting and gathering black soldier fly larvae. You know, just kind of toying with it and trying to learn. I got this nasty bucket here that has food waste in it. This bucket got pulled out, so it was in the rain, and I thought, oh, well, that's done. But look what I found in here this morning. I started to come in here and dump it out. You can see them in here. Here's one right here. The crazy thing about this is that these black soldier fly larvae are alive and they were floating in water. I had no idea that they could tolerate swimming. I'm gonna throw this up under here where it'll be protected from the rain and the experiment will continue. Generally, you don't really have to fertilize cherries much. They don't need real highly fertile soil, but I like to fertilize all my trees, at least the first, if not the first and second year. Some compost around the base of the tree might be enough. I'm gonna go ahead and hit them with a mix that's mostly water and fish emulsion. This is a dark color because it also has some liquid kelp in it, just for all those minerals that liquid kelp has in it. If your trees don't grow enough each season, it means they're not getting enough nitrogen and nutrients. And the result will be you will have a stunted tree and you'll have more years to a fully productive tree. On the other hand, if you over-fertilize your fruit trees, especially late in the summer, they can grow a huge amount of new green growth. This actually makes them, especially cherries, vulnerable to diseases. That new growth is more vulnerable to disease. And if you fertilize late in the summer, that new wood can be damaged by the cold. So I won't be fertilizing these trees any later in this season. I want them to grow some through the rest of the summer, but I don't want a bunch of new growth going into the winter. You can do this any way you like, but what I like to do is mix a more concentrated fish emulsion mixture and then water it in to dilute it even more. You want to help me make some fertilizer, buddy?
Yeah.
So these are the leaves we want. Just take them and, careful with that glass jar, Daddy. Take them and crumple them up and stuff them in this jar. You can also make your own nitrogen and mineral rich, they're a little spiny, fertilizer with comfrey. And I've never seen the chemical analysis of this type of fermented comfrey fertilizer, but I trust, you know, the advice of folks like Old Alabama Gardener, and he uses this stuff all the time. He has some great videos on it on his channel. I've been wanting to do this for a while.
Yummy. You don't know about it.
Look at this. We have this multi-species planting here. There's plantain, which is, of course, edible.
Where's the plantain?
There's comfrey growing in here. This is a fig tree, which freezes every year. And then, out of the middle of it, is growing a squash plant. How did that get in there? Honestly, I kind of already prefer this fertilizer method. You just take the plants and throw them under your tree and they rot down really fast and disappear. You can see these plants that less than 3 weeks ago I picked and threw under the tree, and they're just mostly disintegrated. By the way, this seedling apple tree is doing well. I planted this from a seed from the grocery store. I'm gonna throw this on the shelf in this barn and we'll let you know how it does. It's outside because I know within a couple weeks it's gonna be probably as nasty as that soldier fly larva bin. That's anaerobic decomposition for you. We've got a beautiful breakfast laid out this morning.
Grace made it.
We're eating sausage from our friend's farm, crepes that Grace made, and our own maple syrup. Bree finally woke up. Did you enjoy sleeping in?
It's amazing.
I'm happy you got to. We made this maple syrup this last spring, and it's not gonna last.
I'm gonna have that piece.
Wow.
I'm gonna have that piece.
There's a little piece of maple sugar for you. That is amazing.
You wanna see? I don't know. Here's some for Gracie.
What does that taste like?
Here's some for Joy. That is amazing.
I have a challenge for you. If you've been wanting to tap maple trees in your yard for a long time but have never done it, go buy your spiles now. If it's something you've wanted to do for years, just go buy them and put them in a safe place, and then you'll be ready when this next spring comes. I'll put a link in the description where you can get spiles to tap your maple trees this next spring. Grace told me that she found Bonnie's nest out here in this old barn. Many of you know Bonnie, she's right there. But if you're new to our channel, Bonnie is our wayward hen. We cannot keep her in the fence. I've clipped her wings, I've done all kinds of stuff. I can't keep her inside. So she does whatever she wants. And her secret, I think, to staying alive so long is she sleeps up high in this barn. Or that's where at least I think she sleeps. Oh. Is this where she was? Mm-hmm. So I should have said what she actually found was a busted up nest. So that's the spot that she was trying to lay eggs in. We did not know where she was laying, but you're never gonna have success as a chicken if you're just laying eggs out in the open. I'm out here in the barn and I look down and I'm like, oh, that's weird. It's like it looks like a piece of trash, but it's a really strange fungi. Has anyone ever seen one of those before? If you know fungi and mushrooms well, and you know what that is, I'd love to know in the comments. I'm obviously not about to eat it or anything, but I'm just curious. We're up here at the bottom of this upper pasture now, and I'm gonna try to plant some cattails. These are from the side of the highway, from a big cattail patch. And these are, I would say, tens of thousands, possibly hundreds of thousands of seeds. Each little fluff ball has a seed attached to it. But what I'm doing is just scattering these seeds in this area. I'm gonna keep doing this till I get cattails growing up. A nice little rain just started, so I'm hoping it'll settle these fluffy seed umbrellas down and they'll settle into this gravelly, kind of marshy area here. I said, what's jumping on me? It's a goat. You guys are wild. Let me show you guys your garden spots.
Okay.
Come on, let's go. Walk up here.
Just a minute.
So Joyful, this is your spot right here. Do you see us? Pretty big. So what I want you to do is rake all the dirt smooth and put sawdust around it so we know right where it is, not in it. Put sawdust around it.
Okay.
We forgot to get the little kids their own garden spots. Grace asked for one and then the other kids didn't mention it and I didn't even think about it. I should have. No, don't put it in here. We're gonna put it around here. Can you show me your garden, Brighton? Don't stand in it, buddy.
I don't think I could be happier. We're all in the garden together and it's not hot. It's like, feels like kind of pure joy. Watermelon plant. Watermelon.
A milk-fed watermelon.
I think they milk feed pumpkins to get them really gigantic.
And he's wearing an orange shirt.
Uh-huh.
We should try.
What do you want to plant in your gardens? What seeds should I get?
Carrot, squash,
Justice, what do you want to plant in yours?
watermelon, carrots, and orange. And I also want to plant peppers.
You want to plant watermelon, carrots, and oranges? Oranges won't grow here. Sorry, bud.
Sunflowers. I want these.
Okay, you can plant these. Put the seeds down into lines. All the way down each line.
Okay. 3. These are watermelon. These are pumpkins, and these are carrots, and these are carrots.
Yay. When I came out to the garden today, I meant to hill these potatoes with straw and sawdust and compost. But we didn't get to that. We remembered that the kids hadn't all started their gardens, and so we decided to focus on that. I think it's pretty important that they get that experience and get to see those plants pop up. Well, this has been another great day in the homestead. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you soon. So long.